everybody, welcome to Country Girl with Kathy Jarvis. And last week about this time we were preparing for a major snow, ice, rainstorm. The weathermen weren't very specific as to what it was. It was either going to be all rain, up to a fourth of an inch of ice, or up to 12 inches of snow, or a mixture of everything. So we had to get prepared. Now, this isn't our first rodeo on these weather things. So we pretty much knew how to take care of the animals, give them extra bedding, top up off their feed, and make sure their water heaters are working. But the greenhouse was another animal all itself that we had not dealt with before. So I had to find something to keep the ice off of the greenhouse. The rain didn't matter. The snow, we had an extension, one of those paint extension posts that we put a broom on that we could just brush the snow off. But the ice was a problem because when the ice got on it and then the snow came on it, that would freeze and just make the ice thicker. So I had to come up with something to help prevent the buildup of the ice. So we went shopping and we found this little Dura Heat radiant tank top heater, and it just sits on top of the 20-pound cylinder of propane. So we got that, hoping it would work. So this thing has a bunch of different good points to it. It's fueled with liquid propane, so I don't have to have any electricity out there. It has 3 heating settings. It can be 9,000 or 12,000 or 15,000 BTUs, and it will heat up to a 400 square feet area. It's about 11 inches, 11 and a half inches or so high. It has a built-in shut-off valve, safety shut-off valve, and it's made out of steel. So it's pretty rugged. It, like I said, does the radiant heat. It has a windshield on the front. It's portable and stable, wind resistant and rain protected. Uses 20-pound LP gas cylinder. It's heavy duty constructed. Like I said, no electricity was required, so it was, it's nice for the greenhouse. This thing is really fairly easy to put together. So I'll take you out to the greenhouse. After the storm, we ended up getting about maybe an inch, 2 inches of snow and about a fourth of an inch of, about a tenth of an inch of ice on it. And I'll take you out and I'll show you how the greenhouse managed to survive and how easy this thing is to set up and start. So we'll go out to the greenhouse. Hi, this is what the tank and the unit looks like when it's put together. To put it together, you make sure that your valve is turned off on your propane tank. Make sure the knob here is on off, and then connect it here. Forget about the righty-lefty rule, because this is just opposite of what you normally do to connect it. After you have it connected, take a solution of 50% water and 50% soap, and take a paintbrush and go around all the connections. Make sure there's no bubbles. If you see a bubble, then retighten it or untighten it by hand, not use main machine instruments. Then wait a few minutes before you try to light it. Set it to where you want it at. There should be 36 inches from the wall in the back, 36 inches from the side, 36 inches from the top, and 60 inches in front. So make sure that if you have any covers like this, that you pull them back at least 6 feet before you turn the heater on. Now to turn the heater on, you turn the propane you open it, and then you turn your knob here to high, stick your match in through this little hole right here, and then push this button here. And within 10 seconds, it should light. Hold this button for another 20 seconds or so, 30 seconds total. Then slowly release that. You should have, the center here should be bright red. And that tells you it's working. I'm not going to start it right now because I want to save my propane in case we get another ice storm. To turn it off, you just, also after you get lit, you can change the knob to what setting you want. We used low during most of the day, and then at night we pushed up to medium. And it kept everything in here at about 40 degrees, I think is what I wrote down. To turn it off, you turn the propane off first, and then you turn this knob to off. And that's all there is to it. And it did a good job. We didn't have any ice on the top. It melted it pretty much off. I wasn't too concerned about snow because we have, I'll take you over and show it. We have this paint extension pole that we attached the broom to. And that allows us to get to the top of the greenhouse to remove the snow. And it did fairly well. I did lose some peas. And I lost the things over on the end, but those were from last summer. They were coming to an end anyway, so I wasn't surprised on that. And we were quite pleased with it. It did a really good job. So if you are looking for a heater, this is a 16 by 20 greenhouse. And this, like I said, the heater is good for 400 square feet, so that worked really nice for this greenhouse. And that was a Dura Heat TT-15S was the brand model. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. Give it a thumbs up if you would. Make a comment below if you use this type of heater and what kind you use. And whether you do it during the snow or just from the ice. And hopefully next week I will review the other heater I got for the other greenhouse, for the small one. And I'll tell you why I chose this one, for this heater for this greenhouse, and the other heater for the other greenhouse. So, see you next week. Remember, dream big and follow that dream. Bye, everybody.